So you like pizza? I like pizza too. But when I like something, I take it to the extreme. I want to know who it was created by, why it was created, and why it continues to be created. Now, if your brain is built similarly to mine, you may have found yourself in the depths of pizza YouTube. And when I say the names Franco Pepe, Francesco Martucci, Frank Pinello, Chris Bianco, Anna Kim, Gabriel Bonci, you'll know exactly who I'm talking about. And if you're sat there right now thinking to yourself, who the heck are these people? I can answer that for you. They are pizza icons. They've taken something created sometime between the 18th and 19th century and made versions of it that will leave you speechless, and not just because your mouth is stuffed with a slice of pizza. Now, as an amateur foodie, I discovered that pizza was created for Queen Margherita of Savoy, hence the name the Margherita pizza, and the flavors represented the Italian flag. So the red was the marinara, the white being the mozzarella, and the green being the the basil. I will try my absolute best not to float into an Italian accent. So I became intrigued with the Napoli style pizza. You see, I've been to Rome and enjoyed that thin, crispy crust. I've been to New York and enjoyed the larger than life slices with the sweeter sauces and chili flakes. And I've also been to Sicily and enjoyed the thick, almost focaccia-like base. But I've always enjoyed the Neapolitan pizza the most. Now, let me break it down for you. The Neapolitan pizza dough is typically made with just 4 ingredients, one of those ingredients being 00 flour, and it's hand kneaded and should have a soft, elasticy texture. This dough is then popped into a traditionally wood-fired oven at a very, very high temperature. I'm talking like 480 degrees Celsius for a very, very short time, like 60 to 90 seconds. This then comes out with a crust that is puffy on the outer edge, slightly soggy in the center, and should be chewy and charred. And the sauce, super, super simple, minimalistic, made of San Marzano tomatoes, which are grown in like volcanic soil of Mount Vesuvius. Really cool. And then the cheese, typically in Neapolitan pizza, will just be mozzarella, ideally made from buffalo milk, I know, mozzarella di bufala, or cow's milk, which is fior di latte. And the toppings are minimal, high quality, and fresh. So the margherita is literally just the sauce, mozzarella, fresh basil leaves, and a drizzle of extra virgin olive oil. My favorite pizza is the marinara. No cheese involved. You say controversial, I say traditional. Now, for a restaurant to actually claim that it serves a Neapolitan style pizza, it has to go through this whole accreditation process, and it's long. It's very, very long. I've tried so many Neapolitan style pizzas around the world, but I knew I had to go to the birthplace of Italy, and I've been wanting to go here for like 10 years, and this summer, guys, I finally made it to Napoli. And I mean, this whole video is just like short clips of my time there, but wowza. Now, before I went to Napoli, a lot of my friends were like, Angie, it's going to be hot, stinky, dirty, nobody's gonna be nice to you, blah, blah, blah. Boy, oh boy, were they wrong, because I had an amazing trip, and I think these clips are just a testament to that. Here's a breakdown. Yes, it was hot because we were there in the peak of summer. What do you expect? It's Italy. Yes, it was humid because it was by the sea. What do you expect? It's Italy by the sea. Yes, it was loud, and hustle and bustle was there, most definitely, and it was in your face. I'm pretty sure that in the 1600s, Naples was the largest city in Europe, and right now there's about a population of over 2 million, and yeah, it feels really busy, and there's something thrilling about sitting on the streets in Naples and wanting to tuck in to a bowl of pasta, but a Vespa will literally almost smash into you. And I think that is a massive positive, because sometimes you don't need to go to Universal Studios to be on a roller coaster, you know what I mean? Moral of the story, there are far more positives to Naples than there could ever be negatives. We went to some of the highly rated spots like Antica Pizzeria di Michele, I don't really know how it's pronounced, I should have googled that before recording this voiceover. It was really good pizza, but if I'm being honest, some of the best pizza that we had in Naples was literally just through wandering the streets and seeing what crust looks good and then being like, oh yeah, let's have lunch here. We did have pizza almost for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. One thing I highly recommend you doing is going on a Naples food tour. Not only do you get to walk and wander around the city with a tour guide that is just so knowledgeable about Naples in general, but you also get to sample a lot of the other foods that Naples, why did I just say Naples? That Naples has to offer. Now, while they take their pizza really seriously, they also take it really unseriously. There's pizza portafolio, which is wallet pizza, where they literally just fold a margherita pizza into 4 and you just munch on it on the go. And they also deep fry a pizza. I know, it's a concept to say the least. It wasn't my favorite, but they have loads of deep fried things. Honestly, I think Naples is giving the US a run for their money in terms of what they can put in a deep fryer. And apparently, they started deep frying things during the plague in order to get rid of harmful bacteria and actually have food and not get ill from eating it. So smart. Wow, aren't humans just the best? We tried to adopt the food culture as much as possible while we were there, and part of that is having a sweet breakfast, which I don't usually have, but man oh man was I all for it. The bava ram, the cornetti, pistachio, like everything was beautiful, and all of the pastry display cases were just absolutely rammed. One that I would recommend for more like sit down classy breakfast would be Grand Cafe Gambrinos. Oh my goodness, I had a cornetti filled with mascarpone and it was topped with berries and lots of good stuff, and the interior of this cafe was jaw-dropping. It was stunning, it was beautiful. Imagine the most extra Italian decor possible. Now, with a population of 2 million people, it was really easy to do some people watching in Naples, which I loved. And one thing that I observed is Neapolitan people love speaking with their hands. Oh my goodness. The signs were there for sure. And something else that was so blatantly obvious that I think they have very in common with the Sri Lankan culture is that people are just so superstitious. And there was just all sorts happening in terms of ornaments. Just a lot going on, and this one actually took me by surprise, if I'm being honest. Now, we were there in the peak of summer, so it was really hard to actually want to get out of our Airbnb midday, so we were doing most of our sightseeing early in the morning and then in the evening when the sun had set. And Naples is such a walkable city, it was great for exploring as a tourist. One thing we did do to sample those beautiful lemons was that we took a trip to Sorrento, which wasn't too far by train, and I would highly encourage you to take a trip as well. Oh my goodness, the lemons the size of my head, I'm not even kidding. Something that did hit us in the face going from Naples to Sorrento is the fact that the price of food and everything in particular just massively increased. I don't know if that's just because Sorrento is really expensive or if Naples is just really affordable, or both. I know I've heard of a lot of people that rave about the sea and the beaches on like the coast of Italy, especially the Amalfi near Positano. I didn't expect it to be this Maldivian. Like, the water was crystal clear, there was Aperol spritzes flying everywhere. It was a dream. Do have a warning, and please learn from my mistakes. If you do happen to wander around a cobblestone city, specifically in the Italian summertime, don't do it in ballet flats. Just don't do it. It's gonna look cute, but you will end up with sweat soggy feet, and it won't be an enjoyable trip. Another thing that we won't do in Italy ever again is fly, because the Frecciarossa exists, and that's like a high-speed train that'll take you literally from Naples to Milan. A godsend.